This is the letter words and punctuation that go with them. This is how I teach the letter words and how we help the kids learn them so that they aren't surprised out of the blue and they're like, this is always the A, and all of a sudden it's a comma. So I teach them together all of the placements of a shape. So here we go. We have, I call this dropping down. So this is an A, drop down to dot 2. And when it is alone at the beginning, it's nothing. But when it's in the middle, it's EA. When it's at the end, it's a comma. I drop it down again into dot 3. And this is an apostrophe. And it gets to be an apostrophe whether it's at the beginning of the word, the middle of the word, or the end of a word. The next one is B. So we drop it down into the bottom part of the cell, and when it's all by itself, it gets to be the word be. I will be there soon. When it's at the front of a word, it is the BE symbol, and we use that in a lot of short forms, and that it also has to say be in order to be used as a prefix or the beginning of a word. If it's in the middle, it's BB. And if it's at the end, it's a semicolon. The next one is a double C, or a C, drop down into 2 and 5. When it stands alone, it's nothing. When it's at the beginning of a word, it is CON. When it's in the middle of a word, it is double C. So right now what I'm doing is I'm using the Contracted Braille resource cards just to give you a sense of where the, if this is the last letter, what this is. So this is a colon at the end. So I use this one to mean at the beginning, so that's a CON. We have in the middle was a double C, and then we have the end. I hope that all makes sense to everybody. This is a 3-6, so we put it all the way down into the bottom of the cell, in the middle, and the end. It is a hyphen. Now we're going to move on to D. So again, a little bit about this. I've used a template with Velcro on it, and I have these jewels. This is Velcro on it as well, and this is the all-in-one board. So D, drop down into the bottom of the cell. Is nothing at the beginning. At the front, it's DIS, as in Disney. I tell the kids, it's, you always want to go someplace special, you go to Disney World. In the middle, it is a period, and at the end, it's a period. So I tell the students that we have to remember that a period, we can't do a double letter because it always needs to say a period. For instance, in like web addresses where we have periods in the middle of a bunch of letters. Okay, EN. EN is EN everywhere except for when it stands by itself. when it stands by itself, it gets to be the word enough. When it's at the beginning, the middle, or the end, it is en. Our next letter is F. F. At the begin, all by itself, and at the beginning, it does not do anything. When it's in the middle of a word, it's double F. We also, I stop, pause here, and help them learn that it is not as important as the FORTHE, ED, and ER. If you have a choice, those other ones are stronger than these lower letters. So you have to use those strong group signs instead of these lower letters if you have a quote-unquote fight between them and can't decide which one to use. At the end, this is an exclamation mark. Okay. Next is a G, down in the bottom of the cell. When it's all by itself, it's the word were. We were having fun. At the beginning, it is not anything. In the middle, it's a double G. Again, I stop here and I explain it has to be in the middle. You cannot end a word with double G. Like egg, one egg, you cannot use the double G. But if you have two eggs, so this would be an S, then you can use this double G. Or in the word suggest. Okay. After G comes H. H by itself is his. H at the beginning is an opening quote. It does not make anything in the middle of a word. At the end of a word, it is a question mark. After H comes I. I is IN or in. Everywhere it goes. If it walks alone, beside, in the middle, or the end, it is always IN. Okay. After I comes J. J by itself is was. When it's at the beginning of a word, it is nothing in the UEB. In the middle, it is nothing. At the end, it is a closing quote. And that's how I teach the lower letters. This way they learn the letters, how these shapes change depending on where they sit. So in the Bebop Braille curriculum, I have grass. And the grass kind of tells you, am I sitting in the middle? Am I sitting at the back? Or am I sitting at the front? So I hope that is helpful.